The Loch Ness Monster. Now, if you asked for the most mysterious, the most secret, and the most dangerous, the most famous, and everything most that everyone want to know about some monster or beast that you should know. Let's guess what is that. Of course, for the title of these, for the title of the lesson of this way I'm talking of this story, that that of course the Loch Ness Monster. Yes, for every monster in the world was very mysterious. Of course, the Loch Ness Monster must be one of the most mysterious and the most secret and the most famous monster which is so mysterious in the world, in Loch Ness, Scotland. Actually Loch Ness is not a river. Is this a lake? Yes, a lake. And the mysterious is go with it is not the make it is. These stories make this famous. The Loch Ness Monster. Of course, everyone know about this Loch Ness Monster. Now, I want to tell you again some mysterious things and some big stories about Loch Ness Monster. As you know, this monster is of course in our legend. No one's really it's not be thrilled to a lot of people. It also is not very dangerous, but it's not be showing in the world, and now it's still a mysterious from these days to now. But this must be very famous, the Loch Ness Monster. But the ways that you do, all the stories go with it. Maybe you know all, but maybe you aren't really know about it. A lot of stories which is so not very popular. But now, with my telling, you have to know. Yes. The Loch Ness Monster, that is all it's appeared in a long time ago, but still now is only still be mysterious. Why? Yes, someone maybe can see that, but not very well. That it's not like in the news. It's not very really truth. There's a lot of stories of people, humanity's grievous the Loch Ness Monster in Scotland. Now, I should tell you some, but you have to make secret. And now I have a question for you. Have you ever known about the mysterious of these? How many stories about people have you ever know about these? How many? Can you put in the fingers? Can you count it on the fingers? No, I think it's not more than 10. But today I will bring you more than 10. Yes! Now it's a way. You have to learn first. Of course, the Loch Ness is the lake which is very large. For some places very deep. It's large. It's one of the largest lake in the world, just behind the Baika in Russia. Is become famous with the appearing of the Loch Ness Monster. But the way that you usually know that maybe not the truth. Now one day, a man called Richard Biker. He comes from China. Yes. Sweden Biker. Yes. came to this land, Loch Ness. Actually, he's Chinese, but he lived there when he was a child. One day, his time when he's 25, he drove past the Loch Ness River, and you see a very, very big monster go ahead, which is his neck just through past the road. His neck crossed the road, so he can't drive out and can't pass it. You have to wait a long time to make it, and for 15 minutes later, it disappeared. He can't call anyone because this is there are no one on the road. He can't call anyone. But he's already forced away, and he's very afraid. He jumped out of this guy and run very far. But some minutes later, he came back, and he disappeared somewhere. This make him thrilled, and he never want to drive through past these anymore. Of course, this is the first story. The first story happens, and that's put a big weight into any people in Scotland and in the world worried about this. It is a monster? Yeah. A lot of story be taken, a lot of things that have been told. Because all don't have the answer. A lot of question was added, but no answer. Of course, the ways that you answer is not like normally. Now I have a question for you. How much time do you hear your parents or your friends or your relatives tell you about that? About Loch Ness? Yes. How? And how many stories? Now I shouldn't guess maybe. And of course, the next story is care about another things. Now this time one journalist come to this Loch Ness and was just through past there. And of course, he saw a big monster. And this monster is very big. It's like that. This is swim on the water in the Loch Ness. Yes, and he take a video of this. And yes, of course, after he's really famous, and everyone just afraid of this. Yes, a journalist. This video is not very clearly, but it can show that something strange added in the Loch Ness Lake, and like swimming, and it's very big. It's not really clearly. It's hard to see. Which one? That video. Everyone is believing this. There's a lot of people that believe in and afraid of this. But after of course 60 years later from these days happened, when this journalist died for 30 years ago, yes, that's revealed to be a fake video. A fake video. That's not is a Loch Ness. He just put some crazy things on the water, and he say that's Loch Ness. Just a liar. Yes, people say. And this is the second stories about this, but it's just reveal a fake. It's not the truth. That's just as journalists want to be famous or something like that, want to be popular. But 60 years later, he's failed. But this time, he's success. 60 years later, that's he's dead for 30 years. That must be healed and revealed as a fake video. And during the next time of these stories happen, there's a lot of strange things happen too. There was a family drove a car there, and a big monster, He'll him cross the road, and he can't go like the stories of the first man. Yes, can't go, and they are so afraid, so they have to find another way to go. These ways, yes, but very afraid. The wife, with the finding out of the child, the wife take a picture of this. This picture, of course, is not very clearly, but the Air Force England, yes, the Royal Air Force of England, check it very clearly and say that it's not a fake one, it's real. Yes, but it's not very clearly. You just can see a black and dark things. Maybe it's not animal, maybe a cheese or something like that. But in there's no cheese, so maybe it can be the animals. It can be this creature, the Loch Ness monster. Actually, it's not dangerous to people. It's killed no one, but it still be a mysterious and secret. Yes, all of these stories happen. Put a new big windy into the people which is want to see the truth. But of course, the truth is not opening with them. 9 minutes. Now it's just 11:30, right? Oh, 9 minutes more. I'm afraid that I can't say more. But the ways, okay, don't care. Just be healing up. Now sad. These stories must have been is very, very afraid. Actually, it's not afraid. It's just big and mysterious. It didn't kill anyone. It's just like, just like the red or blue in League of Legends. Yes, but red and blue in League of Legends kills the heroes. Kill the heroes if they are stupid. But there's one thing happened. That from these is also disappear for some more time. So from this day, there's a lot of soldiers or some like Air Force, Royal Air Force, and all of that of England try to find and try to see more out of these animals, but it's not responding. That one time, Air Force, Royal Air Force of England, used a very modern computers, which can show some things on just out, just down the water, and these maybe can, yes, it can see at night and day before, and just use a lot of light to see what is swimming or something like that. And one day they just appeared. At least like an animal, but it's in a far distance. It's not maybe a really animal, but it look like they are talking about, which is big, dark, and have the long neck. The monster of Loch Ness. But maybe no. Yes, but these news caused a lot of talking in the society. But some years later, when some months later, when the soldiers of England, which is calling the YTRAF, bring a big machine to see and take the big crawler of colony mission ball, which is showing on the water. And it show, no, it's not the Loch Ness. It's just a stumped cheese. Yes, the ticket is squared like that. So that's new become more old-fashioned. From these, a lot of stories happen about this Loch Ness monster. A lot of stories. Some more stories like there's a group of students come there and see a big, tall, dark, and huge creature which is breathing and when it's breathing, on the Loch Ness water. There's some big, very, very, very big boobies, and it show and it's have the worst. It's have the shape like that someone is breathing, but it's very, very big shape. Yes. So from this, there's a lot of storytelling about that, but that's still a mystery. Why? Because this is never no disappeared from this. Like it's not disappeared, but it's not appeared. Now let's see. What's wrong if you use the ultimate in this? Now of course that I'm talking like crazy man. But look the real one. This Loch Ness maybe can look like Tom Kench. Yes, Tom Kench. Maybe not. Maybe can look like the big turtle. Maybe can look like Mao Gai. Yeah. Or Ilawi. Oh yeah, Ilawi. Oh yes. Really same with Ilawi. This can cause the Ilawi. That's why Ilawi was born in League of Legends. So maybe really look like have a lot of things to kill the enemy. Now, I have to ask you a question. So what's wrong with that? And it suddenly disappear very fast. And then, some years later, it's again back. Maybe it goes to another place or something like that. And no one knows? Yes, of course. There's a lot of stolen about that, like it is alien, or it is a type of dinosaurs that's been predicted that is disappeared 60 million years ago, but now it's still alive. Just one. Maybe, or maybe you can call some ghost of some Romans, yeah, old Romans. No, it's just crazy. And all of these is not can't answers. A lot of questions being added, but no, not be answered these. Like in League of Legends says a lot of mysterious that you can't answer. Like why the ultimate of Yasuo can just use it airborne because Rio like that. Now there's like one question that you have to answer very hardly, that how can you be crossed of the ultimate of Katarina? If you use Katarina when they use airborne or some things like having making you lost your ultimate, what will you do? What have you do to not lost it? Now there's a lot of answer, but maybe you can't answer it. It's very hard and it's not really truth in every situation. Just the Loch Ness is like that. In a lot of situations, that's not really trying. That also, but Rick, as you have to know that Rick, Sai, and all of the words like Graves, or Mount Guide, or Calvin, or Zira, or Zoe, or Zed, or a lot of things like that, which is like Vayne or Kaiser, or something like that. That just show that the Loch Ness is really big and really afraid to the people. So the ways that you can do that, you have to see the ways of wrong, which one you are doing. 1 more minute, yes. But after these stories happen, every people living in Scotland, which is not afraid, but all of they want to find out more about this creature, the Loch Ness monster. But of course, for a lot of time, from this time to now, it's still a big question to us, and no one can find. A big question there are no answer to now.